All right. Looks like we're live. We'll give it a second. All right, let me pull up the page. All right, cool. So I know we're a little late today. That was totally my bad. Mike was on here waiting for me. I got caught up in some tax stuff I've been looking at. So anyway, I apologize. How you doing, Mike? How was the weekend?
I'm doing great. Played another golf tournament this weekend. Didn't win it, but it was a lot of fun. It was hot, super hot,
Yeah.
but it was a good time.
Nice.
How about you?
Nice. We well, I golfed 3 times last week, which was awesome. I got at least 2 more rounds on the books this week so far, but I got we had one of my investor partners got married this weekend, so we had that wedding, which was a lot of fun. And then yesterday was just a super lazy day. Like I went to bed really late on Saturday, like way later than I ever go to bed now. So yesterday was a pretty lazy day. Hit the range for a little while in the morning. Actually, I got up early because my brother-in-law is running in the Paralympics. So I was trying to watch that.
Oh, wow.
And I set my alarm for like, I don't know, 7 o'clock and got up, and it said it was supposed to be on NBC Sports, but because it was like the prelims, I think, like over there, like they didn't even air it. So I was like waiting for like 2 hours. I didn't even see it, but he ended up making it. I don't think he won anything today, but I think he's also running like the 200 meter at some point this week. So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. His name's Jared Wallace. His story's nuts. Like it's totally wild. So I had him come talk to another mastermind group that I'm a part of a couple of years ago. Like his story is just next level. Like you talk about motivation, some serious motivation there.
We may need to get him on here.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be happy to once things settle down, once he gets back from Tokyo and chills out for a little bit. I'm sure he'd be happy to.
Yeah, I bet he's busy. But so let's get into it. Today, the topic for today is going to be around motivation. What motivation really is. I think most of us have a different view of what motivation, like what the definition of motivation is. So we're going to get into that, how to find motivation, where to find it, and really how to just get reconnected and stay connected with whatever your motivation is. So it all stems from a video from our good buddy Jocko Willink, who's got a great podcast, multiple books. We've talked about him a few times. But let's get into it, man. Where do you want to start?
Why don't we start with the definition, right? Like what is motivation?
So the definition of motivation is reason or reasons one has acting or behaving in a particular way. So it's finding a motive, finding why we're doing things. So to unpack that a little bit, a lot of us think motivation is, listening to a motivational speech where somebody is giving us rah, like let's get pumped up, or, it's Monday morning and I don't have any motivation to start the day or to go to work or to hunt for a new deal. Or a motivational song that gets you pumped up for a little bit. That's kind of what we think motivation is. It's like a quick hit of some sort of endorphins to hit you, and all right, I'm motivated now. Like it's a place, but it's not really a place. So motivation is finding a reason why we're doing what we're doing.
100%. And it's funny because I used to run a lot when I was training for the half marathon, and then I ran a full marathon. So I was running a lot, and I used to listen to a lot of those like motivational YouTube speeches, and they were great. I mean, they got me all jacked up. But the problem is it doesn't last, right? Like you'll feel good. You'll get that like dopamine hit or whatever it is, and you'll feel good, but it doesn't carry you through. And so what I found for me, ironically, even with the running, like I'd get all jacked up listening to some of those speeches, and then my heart rate would get up, my cadence would get off, and like I'd push far, and then I would crash a little bit. as opposed to by the end, like I didn't listen to anything when I was running. I was just focusing on visualizing why I was running and visualizing like reaching the finish line. And it just kept me like smooth and like consistent the whole way. It's pretty interesting. I never thought of it that way, but as we were talking through, that's exactly what happened. And so if any of you have ever applied to the mastermind and you get on a call with Mike or myself, like, one of the first questions that I get asked is, that I ask you is, why are you here? Like, why are we setting up this business? Because contrary to common or popular belief and listening to the podcast or any of the other stuff, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Like there are days that are going to suck for you. I hate to break it to you. Like you will find yourself in certain situations. You're like, man, this sucks. Guess what? You're going to have sucky days no matter what kind of career path you choose, no matter like how good life is, how bad life is. You're going to have good days and you're going to have sucky days. So you have to find ways to keep moving yourself forward. And if your why isn't strong enough, like if there's nothing pulling you, then you have no motive, which therefore you have no motivation, which is why you circle around in this constant state of mediocrity because there's nothing pulling you towards greatness. Like my brother-in-law trained for 5 years for a 10-second run. 10 seconds, 5 years of his life dedicated to that. Like, think about that for a second. 5 years nonstop training for a 10-second sprint. So what is driving you? Like, you have to stay focused, and you're not going to be able to do that unless you have some type of motivating factor. Like, if we look at the students that have the best results in the mastermind, they all are very clear on what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Not just from a financial standpoint, but from what type of life am I designing and why? Right? You look at somebody like a Bernie that just quit his job, right? A longtime corporate guy, just gave his notice, whatever it was, 2 weeks ago. He was so clear for the last year and a half I've been working with him on like, this was what he was going to do. Spending more time with his kid, taking his kid to, it was some basketball thing in Las Vegas. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Right. But like there were certain things that were driving him that he wanted to be able to do for his family that he wasn't able to do while working a full-time job. So it took a while. It took a year and a half, which in the grand scheme of things is not a very long time to become financially free with real estate. But it still took a year and a half of dedication and focus to keep pushing and keep moving forward, even when the results weren't coming right away. That's the hardest part, is to keep having faith, keep moving forward when everything around you is telling you that it's not working. That's where real motivation comes in. That's where your inner drive, that inner motive comes out. Like I've mentioned it a couple of times. It took me 9 months to get my first co-host deal. 9. Most people quit after like 2 weeks. Or they listen to a podcast and then they go out and they like try and do some rental arbitrage deal and they're like, oh, it didn't work. I guess that's on to the next. Like, dude, suck it up. What are you talking about? You didn't give it enough time. Like if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Right. One thing you told me about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, back in February, you told me to don't stray away from things that make you emotional when you're setting these goals or when you're finding motive. So you asked me like, what are some of the things that you really want and that make you emotional, and like go towards those. A lot of us will think, oh, emotions are bad. Like things that make you emotional or tear up a little bit, or, you know, we'll watch a sad movie or a very emotional movie or a very inspiring movie, and we'll have emotions, right? They're creating the emotions for us, but what emotions are we creating for ourselves that we can tag to and then place with what our goal is? So like for me, my goal is 20K cash flow for my real estate business by January 2nd, 2022. And that, like, what does my life look like when I'm at that goal? And then what am I doing after that? Who am I helping? Who am I serving? Who am I working with? That's what draws the emotion out of me. Because I'm like, in my job right now, it's great. I've got a great job, but when I'm at the point where I hit that 20K cash flow, I have the flexibility to leave my corporate 9 to 5 job. Like I focus my time on helping someone else. And also like I'm going to retire my mom as well. She's going to be our full-time accountant, and she's going to leave her 8 to 8 job that she works now. Like that's kind of the stuff that draws the emotion out of me. And we only have a certain amount of period of time on this earth. So why stray away from the things that draw emotion out of us? And that's one thing that stuck with me. Because when you're going through those hard times, you can get back to that emotion. You can be like, all right, this is why I'm doing this. Yes, it's hard, but I'm doing this because if I don't do it, how many people I'm not helping, you know? So, I mean, finding out what you want to do and then why you want to do it. Like,
and keeping those little reminders around you, right? So like I've mentioned a couple times, like keeping that goal card on you, writing that out every day, looking at it every day, visualizing it every day, and then just keeping it on you. And it could be the goal card, definitely, but then other little reminders, like looking around my office, I have little things that trigger stuff in me. Even this little like thing that I got that actually my son got me, aka my wife got me when he was little, but it's like, Dad, my little eyes are watching, my ears are listening to, I'm hoping and dreaming I'll be just like you. Dad, you are my hero. You really are the best, even when I kick and scream and put you to the test. But you know I'm always here for you, no matter what you do, because I really love you and you love me too. So like those little, I keep that stuff and I get emotional every time I read that kind of stuff. It's like I'm showing him the life that you can create if you want anything. Anything. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a real estate investor, he wants to be an astronaut, cool. Like you can do it. You can literally do anything. But most people quit, right? So the topic of today is around motivation. You need to find something that's going to pull you, even when it sucks. Because I promise you, anybody that's achieved greatness has gone through sucky times and they've persevered over circumstances that most people would not hang on. So what do you want and how bad do you want it? And that's honestly what it comes down to. If you're being honest with yourself, you don't want it bad enough yet. Otherwise, you'd have it, period. The reason why I'm at where I'm at, I'm not saying it to brag, it's because I wanted it way more than anybody else around me. While my buddies were out partying or chasing girls or whatever it was, I was home studying. I was the one that went back and studied this and did this and did this and skipped all those other external things. And now I can do whatever the hell I want. Like I golfed 3 times in the middle of the week last week. I'm golfing twice this week. I went to New Hampshire. Like I can literally do whatever I want now because I sucked it up for a few years. Like that's it. I was so clear on the lifestyle that I was going to design that I knew that it would take sacrifice and I was okay with that. And now I'm bearing fruits of that. So no, I don't apologize for it. I don't feel guilty about it. Yes, I have a nice house. I have nice cars. I have all sorts of cool shit because I knew what I wanted and I was willing to persist long enough to get it. Like I just stayed in the game long enough. You just got to persist, but you got to find something that's going to pull you. Because I'll tell you this, the money is cool. It's great, but it's not going to be enough to sustain you. Because most people right now, they're comfortable where they are. Your bills are paid, probably have a car or two, like there's food on the table, like you're not starving. So you have to find something beyond the money or that the money will enable you to do that is more beneficial, that will pull you outside your comfort zone because it's easier to stay inside your comfort zone. Like everybody tells me I want to travel more. I want financial freedom. I'm like, okay, cool. Are you willing to suck it up for the next year and a half to do it? Not with lip service, but with action. Like, will you sacrifice a year, year and a half of focused, diligent, dedicated energy and time to do something? Like, are you willing to give up a year and a half of your life? Will you do it? Or would you rather hang around, go to the barbecues, go and play golf all the time, watching Netflix at night? I didn't do any of that for years. Like years, like for 5 years straight. 5 years, I think I caught like maybe one Patriots game a year. I'd go out like maybe once a month, maybe once a month. Like it was just heads down, and I'm light years ahead of where I was. But it just takes time, and it takes a clear vision for you to stay persistent for that long. Because if you don't have the clear vision, you're gonna be like, screw this. Like I'm not hanging around long enough. This isn't worth it. You got to find something that is worth it for you. That's what true motivation is. It's to find your motive. What is the next level for you?
The motivation's not going to come from the outside, like either. Like it's not going to come. Nobody else is going to motivate me, really, except for what motivates me. Like what do I find that motivates me? I'm not going to look for motivation from a speech or I don't know, outside people. Like I have to find my own motivation, and it's not going to just come to us. You know, we have to create the motivation, or else it's just going to fade. The goal is going to fade. The motivation is going to fade. And it's that reminder, it's that connecting back to the motive and the why that helps you push through and helps you come up with new ideas too. Like so many new ideas, because you're still connected back to that why of why do I want this? Then you can be creative with however you hit that goal, whether that's co-host deals or rental arbitrage or purchasing, or, you know, you want to start a cupcake business like my sister's doing. Like I asked her when she started, I was like, why do you want to do this? She was like, well, I think I would be really good at it. I'm like, okay, why? She was like, well, because people say my cupcakes are really good. I'm like, okay. Well, why do you want specifically this business? Why do you want to start now? She's like, well, I just never really thought about it. So like continue to ask yourself why. And then you can pull out, I think, who does that exercise? Was it
Dean Graziosi has like his 7 whys?
The 7 whys, yeah. Like continue to ask yourself why until you have a really, really solid answer that you're sold on. Like you can fake through some of these whys. Like you can just come up with the answer on why you're doing this. Like you can do it for 2 or 3 or 4 whys. But if you ask yourself again, 5th, 6th, 7th time, then the true honesty comes out. And then it's like a realization. This is why I'm doing this. This is my motive. And now this is my motivation. Now I know how, when things are tough, I can connect back to this why. And like, I don't care what's going on. We're going to hit this goal.
100%. And the beauty is there's no right or wrong answer, but you're going to know inside if it's a strong enough why for you. Like if you're not feeling that, if you're not getting emotional, if you're not like so jacked, you're not going to follow it through. Right? Like, you know, one of my goals is to write a book now. And so I'm setting up meetings this week with publishers. It's going to cost me probably 50 to 80 grand to get a book published. Like legitimately. If I didn't have a strong enough why, I'd be like, nah, I'm not spending that kind of cash. Right. But I have some goals and an impact that I want to make. And a book is an easy way to do that. You know, putting all of my knowledge and track record and all these things into a format that a lot of people could consume for, I don't know, 10 or 20 or 30 bucks or something. Like that's like legacy stuff that you start thinking about. Like how can I impact more people? How can I get my message out to more people? Okay, a book. Podcast is about to hit 50,000 downloads this week. That's awesome. Can I get 50,000, 100,000, a million copies of a book sold? If I build the right team around me, which costs time and money, right? So it's getting clear on what type of life do I want? What type of impact do I want to make? What moves do I need to make to start bringing all those things to fruition? Am I willing to pay the price? One of the things my parents used to tell me all the time when I was younger, nothing in this world is free. So am I willing to pay the price for what I want? Whether it's time, money, both, whatever it is it worth the price or the goal? And if you answer the question, yes, okay, now it's time to get to work. Period. It's honestly that simple. So I don't know if you got anything else you want to add to that, Mike. We got some people on here live. I'd be curious to hear like what's driving them right now. Like what's your motivation right now? What are you working towards and what's driving you? And again, there's no right or wrong answer. It just has to be true for you.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we've said this probably every week for the last 2 months, but once you know what you want, you find out your why, your motive, you say yes to what you want, you just figure it out. You just figure it out,
Okay.
whatever
Jeff
it
says
is.
legacy. What do you mean by that, Jeff? What type of legacy you want to leave? Legacy is a good word, but what kind of legacy?
Yeah. Doing that
I was
rocking
listening to
chair
some Jim Rohn
exercise.
stuff this morning. Talk about leaving a legacy. I could listen to his stuff on repeat for like months on end. So good.
Yeah. And it's so awesome how now the access to this amount of information is out there, like the Jim Rohns, the Bob Proctors, the Dean Graziosis, like the big ones. Their content is easily consumable through YouTube and podcasts and books. And so Jeff said something that will leave a significant impact and something the people around me want to follow.
Tristan said, I want to look back on my life and not have any doubts about if I left something on the table. Did I do the best I possibly could? Did I become the best version of myself? 100%. 100%. Because at the end of the day, the point of the goal isn't to hit the goal. I mean, it is, but like the real purpose of the goal, if it's a real goal, is to become the person you need to be to hit the goal. So like, what's that next level scary type of goal that you want to set? You're not going to be the same person by the time you reach that goal. Like your standards are going to be raised, your connections, like your skill sets, everything are going to have to get elevated in order for you to do that. Right? Just like the book thing now, to take my stuff to the next level, become a world recognized author, it's going to take time, money, skills, all these different things working together to get to that next level. And I will not be the same person when I get there than I am now.
I love that last sentence. Tristan said, "Did I become the best version of myself?" Only you can answer that question too. Like,
yeah,
nobody else can. Nobody else can answer that.
Yeah, Jeff. I think legacy is something you see in front of you, not something you look back at. I love that speech Matthew McConaughey gave years ago about like somebody asked him like who his hero is. And he was like, give me a little time, let me think about that. And he says his hero is himself in 10 years. And he's like, I know I'm never gonna, beat or reach my hero, but it just keeps giving me something to chase. And it's like it was such a good speech. Jeff said, I don't want my kids saying my dad talked about doing a lot of things. My dad talked about doing a lot of awesome things. Yeah. Talk is cheap. So many people talk and so many people make excuses. Talk is cheap, man. Are you getting out there and actually doing it?
Yeah. Having the intent is good, but taking the action beats it every time.
Yeah. No action, no decision. So like most people think they've made a choice to like do something until you've continuously acted on it, start moving the needle, you haven't made a real decision. No action, no decision. That's simple.
No.
There's a simple, if you look back over the last 30 days, how many books have you read? What books did you read? How many seminars or courses did you take? What podcasts did you listen to? How many calls did you make? How many landlords did you talk to? How many real estate agents did you talk to? Start looking at the numbers. If your numbers aren't adding up, You're not doing enough. You're not taking enough action. Numbers don't lie. It's that simple. Like, if I need to move the needle, I hit the phone or I start working through the network. Like, who can I call? Grant Cardone said, who's got my money, right? Like, who out there can I serve right now? And I just start hunting. Like, I'm out, man, moving. Tristan said, what David Goggins said stuck with me. He said he wants God himself to be shocked at what he was able to accomplish in his life. Good. It's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Love it. What else you got, Mike? Anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's it. I think finding, motivation is different than what we think it is. It's finding a motive, finding out your why, and staying in touch with it. And don't shy away from the emotion, like what makes you emotional in your why as well. Continue to ask yourself why until that emotion flows out of you, and then bottle it. And then just know that when you're in a shitty situation, like, reconnect with that why and you'll power right through it. So we don't have a topic for next week. So if you guys want to post some suggestions on maybe things you're stuck with, or things somebody else is stuck with, just let us know in the comments, and we can talk about it next week. And if not, I'm sure we'll come up with something. So.
Sounds good. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Have an awesome day. Oh, Mike, what are we talking about tomorrow?
That is a good question. We are talking about when to hire and how to hire an assistant to help you out with your short-term rental business. So be a good one. Be a good one. It's very, very timely for me, as we just hired ours a week ago, and he's been crushing it. So I know you've got a few that work for you as well. So definitely pumped about the topic.
Awesome. All right, everybody. See you guys tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.